good? What's good? What's good? What's good? See 5 people in here, only 1 like. See 4 people in here, only 1 like. Let's get them likes up. Check it out tonight. We're going with Q&A. This is a Q&A day. So if you've got some bass questions, some music industry related questions, some theory questions, pull them out. Pull them out. I will say that those who are generous enough to do super chats, you get priority on the questions. But let's get into it. Let's just have a conversation about bass, music in general, music theory. Tell a friend. Get on your social media right now. Right now. Get on your social media. Tell them we about to get into this, because I know you know a musician that doesn't even play bass that wants to know some stuff about music. It's like you chilling in here in the room with myself, and I'm chilling with you, and we're gonna talk about some stuff. Just some stuff. Alright? Hope y'all are safe. Still, with all this coronavirus stuff, still out there, y'all. Still out there. Come on, y'all, get them likes up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. Just talking about bass, music industry, music theory, whatever you got. Bring your questions. You can start typing questions in the chat right now. You can start typing questions in the chat right now. Those questions that have super chats attached to them get priority, of course. If you want to support the channel, you can do so. This is one of the things you can do. This tune right here is called IMG off my record. It's called Saint Anne. The artist's name is Brother Theodore. You can get that record at brothertheodore.bandcamp.com. It's Brother Theodore at bandcamp.com. Levi Caesar playing guitar, and Dr. Fink from Prince of the Revolution playing synth. Eamon Flynn on B3, Cam Parrish on guitar, Tamar Gillette and Sonara Pippins on backing vocals. About to get into it, y'all. About to get into it. We just hanging out today. You know what's funny is I got a copyright claim on my own song. It's like I have to continue to tell YouTube, the people at YouTube, that's my song. That is my song. What's good, y'all? Nothing really. I talked a lot of shit last week about why I quit my Bourbon Street gig, which I still feel really good about, actually. Finally got the rest of my money. So, hey, it's all good. It's all good. So instead of me just sitting here talking, or even playing, I know there are 8 people watching right now. I don't know. Is my video like lagging for you guys? Let me know if it's lagging for you. We had some electricity problems here last night in the Big Easy. So, yeah, look what I got today. Have an actual instrument. Let me know if my video is lagging. That'd be interesting to know, because it looks like it might be lagging on my end, which is weird. Let me see if I can kill some other stuff so we can not be using bandwidth unnecessarily. Force quit some things. Get in here. So I know y'all don't want to just sit here and watch me. What's up, Excellent? What's up? What's up? What's up, Fleece? Bill Harrison. I should put on my readers, man. I'm like at the reader stage of my life here, where I need reading glasses. I'm not even kidding you. I'm serious. Pardon. Be right back. tell you guys what the cold part about the readers is. The cold part about the readers is that video is reversed. The video, what? Get out of town. Get out of town. Let's fix that. Let's see if we can. The video is reversed. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Fleece? Now, I just reversed the video just now. So, if I do this, does it look like I'm left-handed or right-handed? Does the video still look reversed, Fleece? Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. So yeah, not much to report since last week, since quitting that gig. Like I said, I got my bread, so they don't owe me nothing. I don't owe them nothing, and everything's cool. My dad has a saying that you could be 100% right, but the moment you lose control, you lose. And so that gig was getting me to the point where I was about to lose control. So then it was time for me to step. So I know that hopefully there are a couple of folks that but emailed me about lessons. And so, yeah, I don't want to just sit here and, like I said, I don't have a rant today. I don't have an agenda today. So each one of you in here has a question about music industry, or bass in general. I got to turn the air on. What am I doing sitting here with no air on? Oh, that's a good story for you. That's a story for you. Hang on one second. He's back. Yeah, so a couple of days ago, my my central AC went out. And if you guys have ever been to New Orleans, you know that it's hot. It's hot here. Like right now, it feels like it's about 110 outside, or at least it was earlier today, 110. And my central air unit went out, and I'm like, oh man, please don't let this be an expensive job. So I called an HVAC guy, and they were like, well, we can get somebody to come out there next Friday, meaning this Friday coming. And I was like, nah, fam, that ain't gonna work. That is not going to work at all. Turns out it was a capacitor that was it turns out that it was a capacitor that was out. Cost me about $50 to get the capacitor, and then about 5 minutes to change. I was like, man, somebody was going to charge me like $300 to do this, but I fixed it myself. But that night, the first night it was out, I was sleeping. I woke up at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's 93 degrees inside. 93 degrees inside the house. I'm like, man, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But thankfully, I was able to fix that. What else is going on with me? What's going on with me today? I went to a second audition. I had God, I guess I should tell you guys that I've gotten into this whole acting thing sort of by accident, honestly. And last week I was able to be on a show for BET in the band in a show for BET. Little did I know that Richard Roundtree would be on the set, like that I was going to be in a scene with Richard Roundtree. So that was pretty cool. And I look at the drummer and I look and I'm like, bruh, like 5 feet away from us is the original Shaft. The original Shaft. And so today I went on a from there I got another opportunity to audition for a commercial, and I got a call back from that and went to the callback today to do a second like screen test type of thing for this commercial. So, just out here trying to do some different stuff or whatever. Oh, y'all hella quiet, man. You guys are like hell of quiet. There's like 12 people in here. 12 people and 4 likes. What's up with that? Like all 12 of you guys should be smashing that like button. Smashing that like button. There should be at least 12 likes. I don't understand. So yeah, that's what's going on this end. I was thinking about doing a whole theory thing today, but I don't want to do that. I want to test the waters and see, what the temperature is like. I want to interact with you. I don't want you to just sit there and look at me. Okay, Fleece has got a question. When you played Charlie, you said it was A Dorian. Why wasn't it A Mixolydian? All right. So, first off, Dorian, Phrygian, and Aeolian are all minor modes, right? They're minor modes, and there's one note that separates them. Mixolydian is a major mode. When I say it's a major mode, I mean that it has a major third. There's a major third. It's only 6 likes, guys. 10 people, 6 likes. Okay. Can you guys see my bass right side forward, right side up? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Type in the chat. Let's see. I'm going to do a couple of things here. First, pardon. Be right back. Give me a second. I'm going to readjust this camera so you can see my hands. All right. Now this is in the way. Let's do this. All right. On and yes. I don't know if I understand. Demixolydian. Okay, so here is the note D. Right? That's just the note D by itself. There's no context there, right? Now, demixolydian, like I said, is a you know what, guys? Hang on a second. Let me get you a bass with some dots on it. Because then it'll make a little bit more sense. We'll pull out the T40. The T40's got some dots on it. Okay. There's the note D. D by itself it's nothing, right? It's just it's not nothing, but it's just a note. Here's D mixolydian. D, major third, a major second above that, major third above that, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major six. Now watch this. Flat seven. This bass is not tuned. So let's try that again. Root, major third. Root, major second, major third. Perfect fifth. Sorry, perfect fourth. Let me try that again. I was trying to read a comment at the same time. Root, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, flat seven. This note, that major third, is what lets us know it's a major mode, right? Now, Mixolydian is always going to be the 5. It's always, 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 always going to be the 5 of the parent key. So D is the 5th of G, right? Here's D, here's G. Now, you know, I said here's D and here's G, but here's D, and there's also G, right? So let's take E Mixolydian. There's the perfect fourth, which is also the parent key. So E is the 5th of A. What makes a Mixolydian mode different from the major scale is going to be this note. So here's E Mixolydian, root, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, flat 7, which happens to be D, and E. Okay? So root, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, flat 7, and the perfect octave. But if I take this same thing and I change it to root, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, now we got E major. The sound we all know and love. This is only one shape that you can use. You can also use this shape. You can also use this shape. So part of this, like learning that, instead of like trying to memorize what I just did, sometimes the best thing for you to do is try to figure out like what fingerings you can use. I started this E major scale with my pinky. You could also do this, right? And then you got to try to figure out what fingerings make the most sense to you, because there is no just like one way. This is the way you're going to do the scale all the time. But back to your question, Fleece, D Dorian, right? You said, oh, you did say, oh, you know what? I read the question wrong, dude. I read the question wrong. I did read the question wrong. You said it was A Dorian. Why wasn't it D Mixolydian? You know what? I haven't played this song in so long that I don't even remember how it goes. So, I'm gonna make a fool of myself here for a second, and I'm gonna risk a copyright claim. So, there goes any chance of monetizing this video. Let's see if I could find it here. What was the actual name of that song? phone getting ready to roll. Let's see. Nah, this is a different key. So, without remembering the song, A Dorian and D Mixolydian are both related to the key of G, right? A Dorian being the 2 of G, and then D Mixolydian being, and there's G major. Because the groove, if I remember correctly, seemed to be based around A Dorian, if I remember the tune correctly. That ain't it. That's Fishbone, Charlie. Okay. Because it's in that A minor. It's A minor. You can play D Mixolydian, licks out of it, but it is, Simon, thank you for the super chat. But it is, A Dorian. I don't play this bass very often. This bass is actually pretty hard to play to me. You started the song on D. I don't remember the song. Fleece, are you talking about it in a tutorial that I did? Go to the 4-minute mark. Okay, let me open up my... Let me go to my YouTube channel and see what you're talking about. Let's see. Hey, you guys know the song Seven Nation Army? I hate that song. Ask me why I hate that song. I hate that song because I worked in Guitar Center for a year. And, yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for it, Fleece. Hold on, bro. Okay. At the 4-minute mark, he says. The 4-minute mark. He said, hey, man. FABASS or Cash App, the same son of a bass, or you can send a Caesar Jr. And I'll. It's the first thing I'm gonna hear. Okay. So that right there is A minor. Fleece, I'm playing A minor on this video. That's an A. And then the minor third of A, C, A, and then the flat 7. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's A minor for sure. Excellent. What are you talking about, brother?
I'm confused.
So that first note G comes in on the and of one. One and. Oh, sorry. One and two, three.
Oh, the first note is G.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I think that's the root A minor. I'm thinking this is an A minor.
Yeah, so Fleece, looks like if I go back to this, the 20-minute mark of my video. Okay.
Here's my little secret. If I can't hear all the little extra stuff in between, I'll listen for like the signpost. I call them signpost notes, so like the lowest and the highest note.
That's still all A minor, like an A blues scale right
so
there.
I'm thinking we'll test out. So there's
Yeah.
if I'm
A minor. It's funny when I have to go back to my own tutorials to learn something.
Just blues scale.
Yep. A blues. So Fleece, I'm still not sure that I understand what the question is. I don't know that I understand what the question is. If I scroll back here and you say, why did I say that it was A Dorian? Why wasn't it in D Mixolydian? Because everything is based around that A Dorian mode, right? You wouldn't all the chords playing are on that A Dorian vibe. You know what I mean? Like D Mixolydian is related to it, right? But yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. So you guys are awful quiet today. Should I continue to do this? Let me know if I should. Is this something I should try to grow? Let me know in the comments. If this is something that I should continue to grow or try to do, as far as having live streams on Monday night. What am I don't know, Fleece, I don't know what I'm asking, what I'm watching for. You're asking me if this is, you're asking me why is this A minor instead of D Mixolydian?
The neck, like scales.
Like, I don't want to say that it just is, right? But it is.
Phrygian, you go to sing and you like, well, what is this or whatever. I know that everything that I'm trying to hear and play is gonna. I've discovered that this is an A minor, right? A minor could be A Dorian or A natural minor. Could also be A Phrygian.
Okay, so let's dig deeper into the question. Let's dig a little bit deeper into the question. D Mixolydian doesn't have anything to do with this, right? So let's just get D-Mixolydian off the table, because D-Mixolydian doesn't have anything at all to do with this. But if a groove is in a minor key, right, we know that in the major scale, there are 3 minor keys. The 2, Dorian, the 3, Phrygian, and the 6, Aeolian. But I'm leaning toward it being Dorian for sure, because Okay, so that's what I'm saying in that video is when this note, that note is what makes this Dorian scale. So let me go over that real quick. Here's A. If I know something is in A minor, it could be a Dorian. And I'm playing that note hard. So we hear that note, right? That note is what makes it Dorian. This note happens to be the major 7th of the parent key. Phrygian has a flat 2. That's what makes that Phrygian. And natural minor has a root, major 2nd, minor 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, flat 7, and a perfect octave. So sounds good, Simon. So when you play the entire lick, you said this is A Dorian. However, when you play it, you play all of the D-Mixolydian mode. The reason why is because here's A Dorian. If I continue to go up A Dorian, there's D-Mixolydian. They're all under the umbrella of G major. You see what I mean? So, for instance, if you played G major and come down, it sounds like G major. But watch this. If I play G major starting from A, and end on A, it sounds like A Dorian, but all of the notes are the same. If I play B Phrygian, I'm still playing all of the notes that reside in G major, all of the notes that live inside of G major. If I play C Lydian, those notes still live inside of the G major scale. Now watch this. If I play D-Mixolydian, those notes still live within the G major scale. If I play A Dorian using this finger and end on A, it sounds like A Dorian. But if I play this and resolve on D, then it's gonna sound like D-Mixolydian. You see what I'm saying? Like all of those notes are under the same umbrella, right? And I think that's sort of the danger a little bit of thinking about modes as being something separate from the key that they belong in, right? If you know, that's how I look at it. At least I look at them as just like they're all one thing. It's just where I start and stop is what's gonna produce a different feeling, a different color, but they're all a part of the same scale. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. RB, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. There are a lot of good guys out here on in YouTube land doing, doing the bass work. So I know somebody else has got a question. There are, I don't know, 15 people in here. Somebody else has a question or comment or something. Can't just be fleece. Can't just be fleece. Somebody else has got a question. Give it to me. Give it to me. Cool, fleece. I hope that answered the question, man. I hope, the shit, man. I might as well just do a whole theory thing on. Give me a. Who's that? How do you pronounce your name? Lath? Hart? Give me a question. Type it in the chat. Yeah, man. I think the modes thing is like way easier than folks think it is. And we be putting up like mental blocks and stuff that don't need to be there. That's what I think, at least. Excuse me a second. I'm going to get a 4-string. Another 4-string I meant another 4-string. That T40 I really have for nostalgia's sake. I don't really have it because I play it. I really don't play it much at all. All right, this is a good question. If I have a chord progression that goes from C minor 7 to G minor 7, D minor, okay, G minor 7, okay. It's a good question. If I have a chord progression, C minor 7, G minor 7, D minor, D7, G minor 7. Well, okay, so there's a lot, first of all, there's a lot of minor chords in there, right? So, the first chord that I would look at, to give it away for me would be the D7. Why the D7? The D is major. Okay. So, all right, cool. C minor 7, G minor 7, D, D7. G minor 7. The D7, why do I say that would be what I would look at first? Because a dominant 7 is always going to be the 5 of something, right? That D major right before the D dominant 7, you could think of them kind of as the same thing. Because at the root, at the bottom of them is a major triad, right? Stick with me. There's D major. D major triad. Now here's a D dominant 7. Woo. Right? That D7, I mean that flat 7 adds a little bit of tension. You're going into G. I would probably think that this was G minor, right? Because if you're in G minor, right, the 1 is going to be minor, and that's where that D7 is. The dominant 7s usually lead us back to 1. Also, in the key of G minor, the C would also be minor. So this is definitely feeling like G minor. And the thing that made me think about that was the D dominant 7. And since I know that dominant 7s function, they pull us back to 1, right? Or G harmonic minor. Here's G natural minor. If I go to the arpeggios in this scale, I have G minor, and what's the 2? A diminished, or A half diminished, then B flat, major 7, because G minor is the relative minor of B flat. Then we have C minor. Then watch this. In the natural minor scale, we would have D minor 7. But to add this tension, listen to the difference between these two scales. Here's G. That's G natural minor. Now here's G harmonic minor. I'm going to raise the 7th scale degree. It's got that sort of Arabic vibe to it. Ooh, I need to change these strings. So if we raise that 7, then we get our that's where we get that D major and the D minor. I'm sorry, the D major and the D. G.E. Brown, what's up, dude? And the D dominant 7. Lath Hart, did that make sense? Let me know if that made sense. You're in the key of G minor, and the D dominant 7 gives it away. If you have a chord progression, remember, there's the 2, the 3, the 6 in a major scale are minor, right? The 1 is major, 4 is major, 5 is dominant. The 5 and the 7 chord both have the same function. They are in the dominant chord family. So if you see like a half diminished chord, you can bet that 9 out of 10 times that chord is leading to whatever the parent key is, whatever the tonic is, that chord is leading. whatever the dominant chord is, you can place a safe bet that that is leading to whatever the tonic chord is. You see what I mean? Fleece, I don't have a pedal board set up right now. I don't use my compressor pedal very much, quite honestly. I'll have to do a whole other lesson on that. And I've played around with different places to place the compressor pedal in the chain. So thanks a lot for the help. Makes sense now. I'll have to get on harmonic minor. Yeah, I mean, like, depending on what you're doing, don't, it's like sometimes we get stuck on these things and we think that we have to, like, unless we know it all inside and out, we can't do certain things. Like, you got to just move, you know what I mean? Right on. That was for Lath. Lath giving me props for pronouncing their name correctly the first time around. I'm hooked on phonics. I mean, sound it out. So Fleece, don't be mad at me, bruh. Let me get back to you on the pedal thing. One of the best, I'm gonna show you guys this thing. One of the absolute best things that you can do, just to get to know your board a little bit better. I know that Excellent said that he just learns the song, right? And I do too. I mean, sometimes I'll just learn a line and I don't really have, maybe the time to, like, get all inside it or whatever, but getting inside of it helps, right? Understanding what it is helps. When I see something that is in E minor, especially because I play a fair amount of funk music, this, I'm playing E. E is the 6 of G. So that's the 6, right? E, the 7 of G. So there's, or I could play that. That's that sharp 4, right? That opens up a whole another thing. If I played this sharp 4, I'm gonna give them a test, y'all. So if I'm playing E minor, and I introduce this C sharp, what key am I in? Am I in G major? Or am I in something else? That C sharp doesn't exist in G major, right? But that C sharp makes this. That makes that now G Lydian. So G Lydian would be the 4, because we know Lydian is 4, right? Patty, thanks for the super chat. So if G Lydian is the 4, what key am I in? I'm in the key of D. Now that gives me some different options of other little flavor packets and junk that I'm going to put in there. So that's the groove. I'm now thinking of D major. I'm not just thinking E minor. I'm thinking E minor. E minor is as Dorian. If I'm thinking of it as Dorian, what is Dorian? Dorian is 2. E Dorian would be the 2 of what? D, right? So now instead of me just seeing this, I see that. I also see this. So let's say I make a groove with E minor, but every fill that I put is going to be either D major or G Lydian, which is all the same stuff, right? There's the groove. Y'all see what I'm saying? Okay. Patty. Can you share your strategy for learning songs for a gig, especially in a time crunch? Why, yes, I can. So, first of all these things that I'm kind of talking about, these kind of foundational things help with that. But also what helps is knowing the connection between songs. So let's say I got called for a gig. Patty, help me out here. What kind of, what's up, Stephen Bird? Patty, what kind of gigs are you playing? Tell me that. I'm going to try something here. I think when I do this, I'm not sure. There might be a delay between when I play something and when I play along with something. So let's see. I'm pulling up Spotify here, and I'm going to pull up the first list. Okay. I'm going to pull up the first list. I don't know what's on this list. Let's just say that this is something that somebody has sent to me, and they're like, hey, got a gig in an hour. I need you to learn a couple of tunes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first song on here. This is Just For Me with SZA. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So now that I have that, Patty, that helps me. That helps me more. Mostly rock covers. First of all, you want to be able to tell the connection between songs. A lot of songs have the same ingredients. They have the same stuff, right? Very common chord progressions, 1, 4s, and 5s, you know. I just listen for common language, right? Let's take a song like Some Kind of Wonderful. I don't even know who really does that. Just riding on the 1, right? But then it goes to the 4. And there's a 5 in there. So if I know that this is the parent the parent key, then I will think, well, where's 4? You know where 4s are. Where's 5s? Okay, here's the 1. Where's 4? 4, 5. Where's 1? 1's here. Here's 4. Here's 5. Well, I know if a blues song is going to come up. Five, 4, and 1. One of the things I could do, I'm rambling. I'm tangenting. I'm sorry. This is not helping you. This is not helping you. What's going to help you is not me playing. That's not going to help you, I don't think. Spotify is your friend. One of the things I do, I'm going to make a whole video on this shit. One of the things I do is, first of all, I've been using Spotify for years now. I'll make playlists, right? I get a list of songs. I try to put the songs in order, in the order that they're on the set list. They may not play them in that way, but I'll put them in the order that they give them. And then I will shed those tunes. I may make notes. You're saying that your theory is still weak, but recently shifted from relying on tabs to theory and finding it far less first. First of all, tabs are the devil. Tabs are not going to help you. You can't read tabs on a gig, right? No professional situation is going to give you tabs. And theory, look, man, there's a video I did last year talking about how much theory do you need. You don't need to have that much theory. You don't need to. Theory helps you, and it helps you communicate ideas quickly, right? Learning, being able to play a lot of songs, like being able to retain that much information is a matter of repetition. It's a matter of doing it a lot. One of the ways that you could prepare for that is practicing these songs, playing along with these songs when they don't have a gig, when you don't have a gig on the horizon, right? Your ear is still developing. My ear is still developing, right? But you gotta like, I did a few years ago now, I did on Instagram, I did 365 mini bass lessons. And one of the things was about learning a lot of songs. And the best way to learn a lot of songs is to really learn a lot of song. There is no like quick way to do it. You got to be patient with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now I am in a situation right now where, because COVID and because I wasn't playing the wedding scene, I just got a call last week to go to Chicago to play a wedding, and I'm going to have to go like back through some old wedding song lists that I have, right? Just to shake the dust off of some of those things. Like, I don't think I could play Can't Stop the Feeling right now. Yeah, like, won't. I don't even know what key it's in. I mean, I could probably get through it on the gig, but the band leader wouldn't be happy with me the first couple of bars because I haven't played it in so long. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, like the dust will come if, COVID put the dust on. I met a bass player today, upright bass player, and we were talking about practicing and stuff during COVID, and it was depressing. Like, I didn't spend the year practicing. I didn't shed. I was like, what for? You know what I mean? Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. You know what I mean? Make playlists. You can make YouTube playlists of songs and sit down and practice those songs until you can, like, at the very least get through what the root movement of those chords are. And you'll start seeing connections between different songs. You got to understand there's 26 letters in the English language, right? In the English alphabet. But all the words we speak come out of those same 26 letters. Every word that we speak, every word that I'm saying contains the same 26 languages, same 26 letters. Why am I saying that? Is because there are a finite amount of chords, right? 12 tones in the Western music system, right? And songs don't use a whole bunch of chords. Like if you're playing rock and blues covers, you'll start to hear the language, find the connections. How does one wean oneself off of tabs? Don't do it. Eric Thomas, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, look, man, people done got mad at me on YouTube asking me don't ask me for no tab because I ain't doing it. Not at all. Tab is the devil. It's the devil. Oh my gosh. Like I can't even believe how bad my eyes are, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. Reader years. I'm in the reader years. I went and bought these from the drugstore. They don't look bad for drugstore glasses, but need them. Need them. 22 people here. I got 13 likes. What is wrong with you people? Just kidding. I'm kind of. Make playlists, Patty, and be patient with yourself. All right? I don't know why I put your... Absolutely. I hope that helped. I hope that kind of helped. It's a big question for a little bit of time. It's a big question for a little bit of time. But trust me, there was a time when I would get, a set list of 10 songs and it'd take me 2 weeks to get that done. Like really, really, really. Maybe not 2 weeks, but, because you overwhelm you kind of overwhelm yourself and think, everything's got to be note for note for note. That's another thing. Like I don't try to play stuff exactly like the record. That's ridiculous. I'll do it I've done tutorials and had people, well, you do it like this. And then the first thing I say is, well, number one, where's your tutorial at? Number two, is I guarantee you if you play it like that on the stage, ain't nobody kicking you off. Ain't nobody saying, nah, that ain't it. Brick House goes like this. Or something like that. You know how I play Brick House? And not one person got a problem with it. Not none. Not none. You understand? None of them. How do I play Rapper's Delight? Or Good Times? I know Chip Sheeran personally. I know Chip ain't play it like that on the record, but when I play that, all people hear is. I play it like I learned it, and when it come on the gig, I'm gonna play whatever gets me through the gig. And sometimes, some band leaders, they don't want. If you just sitting there playing exactly what's on the record, they ain't trying to hear that. You know what I mean? They everybody, they want a little bounce in it, a little something, a little bit of your personality. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. Now there are times when you're gonna need to play exactly note for note for note for note what's on the record, but most people ain't. Most people won't even see that kind of level, right? And that's not a bad thing. That's just the truth of how the game goes, right? You know what I mean? A lot of people that watch my content are folks, what I like to call the blue-collar bass player. Folks that just want to play for their own enjoyment. They want to play with their friends. They want to play at church and things like that, and that's cool. You know what I mean? They're not about to go on tour with Janet Jackson, where you got to be right precise with the track. You know what I mean? Exactly. Patty says even the artists don't play it the same way every time. No, they don't. They don't. Nah. Patty says letting go of thinking I have to play it exactly like the studio version has been liberating. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. RB says, you added Bootsy Collins on the tail in the brick house. I'm stealing that. Steal away, because I stole that from Ethan Farmer, I think. You know? Like, you going to bring something to the gig and, you know, either people are going to like it and they're going to tell you to keep it, or they're going to tell you to change it, and you change it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? But how do you get to the point where you can do that? You got to listen. You have to listen. Ooh, here's a good analogy for you. You ready? I know people that do it all the time. You see somebody in a gym. I don't go to the gym, but because I work out at home in my yard. But what is the thing that makes or breaks a workout? Diet. Andrew Collins was good. Is diet, right? You can work out, but if your diet is crap, you get no results. It's the same thing with music. How do you get to a point where you can navigate these kind of murky waters of doing gigs and stuff, right? Or doing pickup gigs, or, you know, let me call somebody and let me you know, who's the person that I can call and they can just come in and do the gig, right? You have to be listening. That's how we make those connections. Fleece, what type of music do you find most challenging? For me, you know, I'm not really a jazz player. I can play jazz. So let me not say that like I don't play jazz. I do play jazz, right? But there are some people who are dyed-in-the-wool jazz musicians. The way that I know funk and like I can go just about any gig in any state, anywhere, and play any top 40 gig. I ain't tripping. Not tripping, right? Because I have a database of pop, funk, rock tunes up here, right? There are folks that play jazz that have all those standards already in their head, you know, because they've studied them. They've gotten inside. And I didn't really do that coming up. You know what I mean? Like, in the bulk of my, like, career, particularly in the cover band GB world, general business band world, you know, the most jazz I've had to play is, you know, hey, play Cocktail Hour. You know what I mean? And if somebody calls a tune that I don't know, thank God for technology, I pull up a chart and we just get through it. Because it's Cocktail Hour, right? But I've said it before, I'm not the dude that somebody's going to call and say, we got a 3-4 hour gig and all we're playing is jazz. You know what I mean? Because that's not really what I do. And people know that's not what I do. And that is okay. That is okay. Because as we said before, that's not in my diet. That's not something I listen to a lot. Can I do it? Sure. But, you know. Patty, you're in Minneapolis, dude. I need to get to Minneapolis. Like, for real, for real. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I may have told this before. I'm going to get out of here soon. So it's a Minneapolis story. I've been talking to folks about Minneapolis a lot lately, about the music, not the other stuff. But so I'm at the NAMM show, like I don't know, 2014 NAMM show. And I think I see my partner, Brian Dean, walking down the street as I go back to the parking garage. And so I walk up to this guy who I think is my friend. You know how friends sometimes do, particularly guys. I snuck up behind him and I grabbed him by both his shoulders and I tried to lift him up, like, break yourself, fool. Like I'm, like this tough guy, right? And, Stephen Bird said he got to go squawk at a shouty. I know what that means. And so I looked around at the guy and I was like, oh shit, it's not my homie, Brian Dean. And then I looked again and it was Stokely from Mint Condition. And I was like, oh God, I just assaulted Stokely from Mint Condition. So anyway, friends, that is my time. I'm going to do this again next week. You guys bring your tip bucket. Well, I'm going to bring my tip bucket. Y'all bring your questions. Think about your questions during the week. All right. If you have something, think about it. I'm doing this, hit the like button. 23 people in here. I got 17 likes. Those likes mean more than you think, right? Those likes help with the YouTube algorithm. You know what I mean? So I want to get more people in here. 21 likes. Hit them likes. Hit them likes. Takes a second to hit that like button. But for next week, you guys think about your questions. Write them down. Bring them next week. Whatever I can answer, I will answer. I'm not going to bullshit you. There's things, obviously, because I'm human, that I don't know about. Right? So write them down. Write them down. Bring them. Some people like to send me like long-ass emails. Don't do that. Write your questions down. And then let's talk about it because somebody else has the same question too. Okay? What you think about that? What you think about that? What you think about that? Gotta put my readers on. Man, YouTube is flaking with the... Do I have a preference, 4, 5, or 6 string? I do not own a 6-string bass. I have no need for a 6-string bass. Don't do 6-string bass. Most of the time out in the world, I play 5-string. For reasons I'll get into at different times. Anyway, guys, I will see you next Monday, same time, 6:30. Bring your questions. All right? Peace. Y'all be safe out there. 2 fingers.